Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas. Hello, I'm Billy Coppin, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kaye Boehning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Welcome in to another episode of your show, episode 282.
282.
280. I always like when it ends in a 282, what you gonna do? So I don't know why. I was just trying to have fun, Rick.
Were you?
That's about all the fun I can really have these days. You know, it's just the simple fun is what I like. The simple fun.
That's why we get along. I'm simple.
I get to have a lot of fun, you know, with children, but they take all the fun, the energy out of me. So, you know, when I get to do these little corny rhymes, Kaye, it works out all right. Kaye, you will be happy to know that I have started to open up a little bit more to Dr. Seuss, by the way. I just wanted to save that discussion for you. So I have decided, you know, years ago, the old song was, I have decided to follow Jesus. Well, I made that decision a long time ago, but now I have decided to be open to Dr. Seuss. So I've decided to be open to the book. So I just wanted your thoughts on that. Is that a big step forward?
Yes, that's a amazing step to recovery there, Rob.
It was, I forget what they call them, you know, like one of those 5-step programs. For me, it was about a 30-step program, but I got there. So,
And I mean, you can choose. If you don't want to read the book One Fish, Blue Fish because you think that book's stupid, because I've heard you say that before, but you can choose the other ones. There's a lot of really, really good books on it.
Green eggs and crepe Suzette. That's a good one.
Green eggs and croissants. It's like a more elegant version of it. Oh, green eggs and croissants. I see.
Well, like, you know, green eggs and ham, for example. I mean, so many times we don't try something because we don't like the way it looks.
And I've had green eggs. You know, sometimes if chicken don't get enough calcium, the eggs are green.
And then 3 a.m, you had a green face, correct?
No, they were fine.
You were all right.
I survived.
Well, we want to welcome you in. A lot going on in our community, and we'll talk about that as the show gets started. But again, welcome in. Thanks for being with us here on a wonderful Wednesday with our great friends Kaye and Rick Boehning of Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Big shout out to Paul Oley. Paul, well,
we love you,
Paul.
We love you, Paul. And That's never going to get old.
It's
you know,
never gonna get old.
And that's going to be 5 years from now, if the good Lord's willing, and the show's still rocking and rolling. We'll still be saying that 5 years from now. So, Paul, in 50 years, I'll probably be gone. You'll be gone. I mean, we'll all probably all be gone.
I'll be
about
here.
50 or 60 years. We'll still be saying it. So
Yeah, it's alive forever in the internet, right?
yeah, it's never goes away. But big shout out to Paul, the gallery. Appreciate him helping to provide this space. Also, Elliot Herzig of Elliot's Jewelers, and online at elliotsjewelers.com for all your jewelry needs. I'll talk a little bit more about Raise a Hope and some exciting new developments yesterday after I met with Elliot, some things that he wanted to do, and we'll mention that here in a little bit as well. And, of course, on this wonderful Wednesday, big thank you to our great friends, again, Rick and Kaye Boehning of Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. And, hey, Kaye, I just love the I read your post, and I wanted to mention this morning just about the work ethic that your daddy instilled in you because, your organization – Tomorrow's Promise, you stay open. You stayed open during COVID. You're staying open even right now when power is out for so many people. And I just love the fact that you have provided such a valuable resource to this community for parents that have children that need a place for them to be so that they can be at work, especially on a day like today, especially for essential workers. But that third location is really coming in handy this morning.
Yeah. It really is. I mean, we do have plans. We were only able to afford to get one generator at the main campus, and we chose to power the biggest building. And if we needed to, we could have rearranged furniture and things like that and been able to take the babies and the little ones at the main location. But it was easier, and we felt it would be easier on the children for them to go into an environment that was already set up for them, and not something that we fabricated in a few hours to be safe for them. But during Ike, we ran the main building on portable generators that we put gas in every 2 hours.
Oh, no.
That was a lot of fun.
That was my story last night.
We did not have air conditioning, but we had everybody in that building, and thankfully during that time it wasn't that warm. But Rick and I lived up there running the generators, and, we had it set up where we could do some cooking and things like that.
Got up in the middle of the night and put gas in them.
Yeah.
Getting gas was a challenge, too.
And so,
Now the pumps worked.
we've done it before where we've had the babies and everything in the main location for an emergency situation like that. But, like I said this morning, it just made more sense to have them go over to Academy.
Well, we
For
appreciate
the littles. The big older children, the 3 years and up, are in the main building. Everybody's in that building this morning.
Well, it's always great to be able to pivot, and Kaye, appreciate you, and that's why Tomorrow's Promise is such a great place if you have children, especially early childhood development. That's why we have our two young ones there, and Braylon is on her way to becoming a true gardener now. She's going to have her own TV show on PBS. Actually, she's going to take it from those shows typically stay on PBS. She's going to take it to the next level. She's going to be have a national gardening show one day.
That'd be fantastic.
Primetime gardening. It's on Wednesdays at 6:00 on national TV, Kaye, and it's going to have this cool intro, and then it's going to gardening with Braylon. It's going to be a big deal.
And she'll take our slogan, watch us grow.
Yeah, watch us grow, and then it'll say permission granted by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. So,
or here we grow again.
Here we grow again. That's my favorite one. I love that one, by the way. But we do want to welcome you in this morning. A lot of folks are still without power. The latest updates from Entergy are still showing there must be, so many trees are down and throughout the area, and especially in the community of New Waverly. I mean, New Waverly has been almost completely off the grid this morning, still with 4 outages. In fact, you know what we'll do? Let's switch over and show you those outages map from Entergy.com, and these are the latest they've been reporting. And I want to give kudos to those guys because they've been working hard. I think Entergy, I was reading last night, they had, I don't want to get this wrong, but I was reading, Kaye, something about like 800 people out trying to restore all of these lines all over the place.
I believe it was 873 or 874, and they'd called in another 400 people.
Yeah, isn't that unbelievable?
That's a long extension cord.
Yeah, it's a really long extension cord, Rick. But we're appreciative, and please be paid. I know it's not convenient for anyone, and they're not withholding power from somewhere else so somebody else gets power. They're out there actively trying to do this, and these are friends, these are folks just like you and I, and Kay and Rick. We're all in this. We're just trying to earn a living. We're trying to get by, and these are folks out there working their tail off right now that are spending time away from their families. These guys have been up all night restoring power. I'll never forget my grandfather used to work in Georgetown for the city of Georgetown, and I wasn't born at the time, so I guess I said I'll never forget the story. But my grandmother told me that he was basically they had him on like a 48-hour straight shift and that shift was like nonstop.
Yeah.
And this was after a major storm had came through. And my grandmother described it. She said, as soon as your grandpa and his brother came home, they walked into the living room floor and literally collapsed and just passed out right there on the floor as soon as they walked in the front door. And so those guys worked very, very hard. But again, this morning, there's still a lot of outages. We had storms come through yesterday right at the noon hour. Rick and I were over at Rodeo, man, trying to enjoy a good feast over there. And Rick was having his coffee and Mexican food. And
yes, Karen, I was doing this.
good mixture. And, man, I was joking with Delphina. I said, Delphina, the service is great, but I have a complaint, and I'm gonna have to put this on Good, Bad, and Ugly. I said, we were just enjoying, and then I said the power went out 6 times. I said, this is just unbelievable, Delphina. I just can't believe this. And of course I was joking. She started laughing.
At least it went back on. Ours went off 2 or 3 times and didn't come back on.
It came back on every time.
And then Rick, I think we were joking too, and I said, and something else, I said, the service here was just incredible. Every 5 seconds, somebody, how are you doing? What can we do for you? I said, that just really interrupted my meal. The service was really, really great.
Yeah, so there weren't a whole lot of people in there.
Yeah, and they actually had asked us to move away from the window because we
were by the windows and they asked us to move.
Yeah.
We call that the adrenaline rush. If you're ever in the middle of a storm, you sit near the window. And
I grew up in West Texas. This is not a big deal to me.
And it from looking at it, Rick, it didn't seem like a big deal. But then, as we left, and then I started getting text messages from the neighborhood there in Elkins. Man, there were trees down. And in fact, I'll go back to this energy outage map here in a minute. But this was a house. I mean, look at this, Kay. You probably saw this one. The tree had completely fallen. And these folks here, I feel so terrible for them this morning. But this was just one of many homes in the Elkins Lake neighborhood specifically. There was, Kay, you had said that there was one that went right all the way across the house, right?
There was one that two trees hit the house.
Yeah, 2 trees.
On Greenbrier. 2 trees.
So, and I think this was the one across there. This one was on the kind of the main road there, I believe, on Greenbrier as well. And man, there were cars that were. I hate to say this, but I'm being sick. Turn around when you see high water. And what were we talking about, Rick? Remember we
were talking about people driving through the high water.
Mm-hmm. And they always, at that one intersection, they always drive through that water.
And wash up against the tree.
And wash into that person's front yard. And guess what Cherie Brabbit sent me?
Picture
Y'all were right.
Yeah.
And someone else had did it. And please, because when you do that, you're putting not only yourself in harm, but you're putting other people in harm. People that have to come rescue you and all that. I understand you have places to go, but is it really worth it? In the way that these floodwaters and these flash floods work, hey, you know this, they come in and in 20 minutes they're gone. Wait a little bit and let it go down.
Yeah.
So
we drove through some high water yesterday on the way back to the chamber.
Yeah, and I was, but we had saw that, and we knew that we're like, okay, this isn't that high. We knew that it was safe to drive through. It wasn't barricaded. Now, here's the deal: if it's just because it's not barricaded, don't mean that it's that it's safe.
They haven't had a chance. I mean, when you get a flash flood, that's what it means. It's a flash flood. By the time somebody gets out there with a barricade, it's gone.
Yeah, for sure. So, and it wasn't too bad, but we know how that water there in front of HEB gets, and it was starting to get pretty bad. So,
if it had rained much more, it would have been impassable.
We're looking at the energy maps right now, though, and this is the outage map this morning, and you can.
It was out for a little bit this morning. The outage map was out.
The outage map, that's when you know it's pretty serious. Most of downtown Huntsville is now back online. There's still a little bit of a section out there off of, is that 1374, I believe? Am I saying that right? Montgomery Road. So there's still that area on Montgomery Road that's down. I know the local radio station's down. They lost power yesterday, and that hasn't came back up yet. But that whole part of town is down right now. But most of the rest of Huntsville is back up, except...
the south side of Elkins Lake.
The south side, and that's because they know that, here's the conspiracy, they know that Rick and I live over there, so they decided to keep the switch flipped off.
Oh, the squirrel just farted again.
Yes.
I don't think you can say that on the line.
You can, yeah. You can.
Can you?
She said the squirrel fell aparted. She said the squirrel fell aparted.
And of course, Old Houston Road's out.
Yeah, that whole area. But yeah, we're still out there in Elkins, and some of the latest reports from Entergy. I mean, we got notices last night that said it wouldn't be until, possibly 10 o'clock tonight. But there are still areas, those are starting to slowly come back online. And I know many places today have also said, hey, if you can't, if your power's out and you can't make it to work, don't come to work today. Don't worry about it. I didn't have that luxury. But we wanted to be here.
No, I did ask if we were going to be.
Yeah, and I said, we got to have it. This show must go on.
Yeah, but you were late.
I was late, but we got it on.
Unless that's July.
Yeah. But according to Entergy, still in that Elkins Lake area, 377 folks are without power.
We would be two of them right here.
So we're the two that are without.
There's like three of us here.
I counted you and I as one because we live in the same house.
Yeah, so that's the way that it works, and tough. It's tough for a lot of folks this morning. I did want to show some other pictures here, Kaye, briefly as we continue the discussion. We put a post out last night on the Hello Huntsville Facebook page, just asking folks, hey, if you have any photos, please send those in so that we can show those on the show this morning. And there was quite a few folks that responded, and we appreciate that. And I'm just taking a second here and kind of dragging this on so I can pull this up and show everyone.
Well, we had a tree fall before the rain started yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Right there by the candy cave.
Oh, I thought that was during the storm. So that
No.
happened. Oh, man.
That happened sometime the night before last.
Wow.
And just fell perfectly to avoid.
It did not hit anything.
anything.
3 or 4 inches either way, and we're taking something out.
Steph Valley was saying our house and Magnolia Kennel, both on the Generac generators. Those are pretty good. Y'all have the big Kohler generator.
No,
I believe out
well,
there,
at the school we
At the
have
school.
a Kohler. At our house we have a generator.
So
if you need power, we do have power.
yeah, our neighbor came by and he said, Rob, if y'all need to run a cord, I think we're like that. We're one little house over there that we don't have the generator. Man, I'm telling you what, whoever sells those, cleaned up after that winter storm, because that when really people started putting those things in.
That's when we put one into school. We already had one at our house.
Yeah, we had one at the house.
And she told me last night, thank you for talking me into that.
It works
Because I was
out.
telling him back when we put it in at our house, we don't need this. We can't afford this. And
I got tired of being without power.
I like the spammers that message us. This means we're getting somewhere. If you got people spamming you, you're on the map. Someone on YouTube said, "Great broadcast, great information, thank you." And I don't know I think that if you're really a legitimate person, I'm sorry for just poking fun at you, but that's typically a spammer type comment. Mm-hmm. Because I'll get them all the time on the Hello Huntsville website, like, this information is so valuable, thank you. And then I go look it up, and it's like from some IP address in Russia. Like, great. But I was showing a couple of pictures. This was more just some of the trees. I mean, look how huge these trees. And I'm thinking it's because the ground is already so saturated that it's just loosened up these trees.
That's what happened to the one over there by the school. It just roots came loose and fell over.
This was from Chris Brown. He is starting the petting zoo. And,
Yeah.
And Harriet the tortoise, man, she made it through okay. Poor
Good.
little thing. The trampoline blew on her, but she said, "I'll huff and puff and get you off my house." And she made it all right. So Harriet the tortoise is okay this morning. Some more tree damage that folks had sent in to us yesterday. Just unbelievable, widespread across the city. Here was a video that came in. I wanted to show this one too. I mean, look at this this was coming in yesterday.
We were watching that from rodeo.
Yeah, so this was...
We thought the Sasquatch was going to take flight.
Yeah, I saw Bigfoot out there say, "Me hungry." Rick, we did see something. Do you remember what we saw? And I said, man, that hasn't blown off yet. And do you remember what it was? There was something on top of a car.
Yeah, that pizza box.
Yeah, we should have took a video. There was a Domino's pizza box, Kaye, that was on top of a vehicle, and it didn't blow off. In fact, the wind wedged it under the luggage rack even more, so it never blew out.
we did see a shopping cart go flying by.
Yeah, we did. Cherie was like, she goes, "Did you see that?" She goes, "That thing came off the ground." So this was us at rodeo yesterday as this happened, and boy, I thought the rooster's feathers were getting flustered yesterday. And it doesn't look too bad here because I started the video kind of late. In fact, after I turned this off, Rick, I think it got worse.
Yeah. There was a gust front, and then it calmed down a little bit, and then another one.
I mean, if you're looking at this, you wouldn't think anything of it, but you can kind of see some of that wind that was coming through this through there.
And then Delphina's made us move.
Yeah, she said, y'all got to get away from that window. And I said, come on, man, we're here for the adrenaline lunch today. There was a few more just different damage. Here was a parking lot. This was from Victoria Bodman sent us this. She's a counselor here in town. This was out in the parking lot overlooking an area here outside of town.
See how dark it is?
And it was, you remember when we walked in, Rick, I said,
Yeah.
man, I said, this doesn't feel right.
Off to the north, it looked pretty dark.
So anyways, just some pretty rough weather coming through our area, but thankfully, everybody seems to be okay. There was one tragedy that we had heard of on the news last night. I was watching, was it ABC 13, one of those? I forget. I don't watch it a whole lot, but when there's severe weather in the area, I'll turn it on the Houston News. And it's very tragic. There was a construction worker in Magnolia, and the house that they were working in was one of these new neighborhoods. They're building a lot of homes, and one of the houses, half of it had actually collapsed, and unfortunately he was trapped under there and did not make it. And so it's tough. And there was another construction worker that they interviewed, and he was basically saying he saw what appeared to be a tornado, and he said it just came out of nowhere. I mean, these guys are just sitting here working, and then out of nowhere, boom. And I don't know if did y'all keep up with the weather that was like around North Texas? You know how bad it was in North Texas. I saw a video last night, and there was a lady that there was a lady and her friend, and they were driving back from somewhere like 10:30, and this was up north of the Dallas area. Mm-hmm. And out of nowhere, it's like they have their phone recording, and they see the wind, and it's the passenger recording. And it's just like you're driving down a road at night, right? And then out of nowhere, it's just all heck broke loose. And before they knew it, they were in the middle of that F2 tornado. That tornado had hit one of those travel truck stops on I-35 in that area. And unfortunately, some people lost their lives. I think there were 7 people in that community that lost their lives from this tornado. And those ladies were right in the middle of that thing, Kay. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, that's yesterday. We had a few people that calls and things like that, about the children and the weather and stuff, and we're like, you stay put. Mm-hmm. We're fine. Do not get out in this weather.
Kaye and I both grew up in Tornado Alley.
You're in a car, and you don't go driving around when there's a chance for a tornado or this kind of weather, because a limb can fall, a limb can go fly through the air, or, all kinds of things. And, they were concerned, rightfully so, about their children and wanted to come get them. And we're like, no, stay put. Your kids are going to be okay, but you may not be okay driving over to get your children, And so we actually did have one parent show up, and we made her stay in the building. And
wow. Yeah, it's not a good idea to get out. My thing is, if I know, they always tell you to get in the most interior room of your house. I think if there was bad weather, I'd probably come to y'all's house, because y'all have a 2-story home. We just have a single story, but there's really, I did this the other day, Rick. There is literally no interior rooms in our house. There's not. The way the house is designed, everything is on an exterior wall except the living room. And of course, that's a big area. You don't want to be in that big of an area. I'll take that back. The only room that is somewhat interior is our main bathroom of the house. But, the way they manufacture these newer homes, the walls are paper thin. I would not want to be in my house if I knew that there was a tornado coming. And in fact, 2 days ago was the anniversary of the last F5 tornado that we've ever had in the state of Texas. It was all the way back in '97. We haven't had one that monstrous since then, and I pray we don't ever have one again. But I remember I was 12 years old on that day, and I was interested in meteorology until that day, because it scared me so much that I decided I did not want to be a weatherman anymore because of that storm. Normally it would be kind of reversed, right? In fact, a friend of mine became a storm chaser, and now he is a meteorologist, my old youth minister, because of that storm. I went a different route, and I was like, I don't want to mess with it. It's just too scary. And 27 people lost their lives on that day. 27. It was weird. 27 people, 27 years ago on May the 27th. And my mom lost her friend on that day. And from that day forward, I always remembered, I said, if there's enough warning where I can safely get out of the path, I will, of any storm. And to this day, anytime that there's been a tornado warning that's well in advance, I will get in my car and I will leave. I will not stay in the house if I know that I have time to leave and get out of there. Now,
if there's a warning, it means they've spotted something on the ground.
Yeah.
And you need to take shelter. That does not mean get in your car and drive somewhere.
Well, if it's like
It's a watch.
but if it's
A watch, you
But
could leave the area.
there's enough, 10 years ago, so in the Gerald tornado case, there wasn't, the lead time back then was so terrible. I mean, it was so bad. Nowadays, they'll issue a warning cone, but it's like 30-minute window. But you got to be careful. And I'm not encouraging people, but I will say this. There was a meteorologist, KFOR television, up in Oklahoma City. And that meteorologist, because he told people to get out of the way, and it was very controversial, but because of the warning that they had. Now, you guys are from that area.
Oklahoma City has.
They have helicopters.
They have one of the best in that area. One of the best tornado research and tracking and all that in the world.
Listen to
that
those.
area.
Listen to those meteorologists. They have helicopters up in the air tracking these storms. And I'll never forget. I think it was Mike Moore on KFOR Channel 6, one of those stations, but it was live coverage of the 2013 Moore F5. It was the third F5 they had in a decade, and it was the big one in 2013.
It
And
opened
it leveled that place.
1 mile swath through
He said, Mike on that broadcast said, if there was a Santa Fe Avenue went north and south, and it was to the west of I-35, and he said, as you hear my voice and you're watching live right now, if you are east of Santa Fe, he said, get in your car and leave now. And this was why it was very controversial. Mm-hmm. He said, this is a tornado emergency. Now, when you got a tornado warning, that's bad enough. An emergency means it's something really bad.
It's coming for you.
He said, this is a tornado emergency. If you are west or east of Santa Fe Avenue, get in your car and drive south now. He said, an interior room's not going to do it. If you don't have he's literally said, if you don't have a basement, you will die. And because of that guy saved hundreds of lives. And people got in their cars and they went south. And there was like 10,000 homes. And we went up there 2 days after to help with the cleanup effort. Kaye, and you're from that area. I mean, you're up in Oklahoma. The devastation was so bad. And that's where I'm getting. I don't encourage people, especially, we don't have that kind of, that we have good meteorologists.
Here, half the time when you get a warning, it's too late.
Yeah, a lot of times it is.
Sometimes the tornado has already hit something, and that's how they get the warning. Mm-hmm. But get in your bathtub, and if you have a twin-size mattress, put the twin-size mattress over you.
Throw it over your head and
that
pray.
Is the safest place to be. I spent
Bottom floor.
Yep.
In the bathtub.
Yeah.
Did you have a basement?
Lots of time no
basement up there?
In Oklahoma, we had a pier and beam house, and we spent a lot of time in the bathroom, in the bathtub, growing up.
My sister had sent a picture. My brother-in-law actually sent it. They were in Temple. I don't know if y'all heard the Temple tornado here just a week ago, and literally, my sister said, "Yeah, it came over." And I'm not being mean to sis. I love you, sis, if you're listening, but I do. Sometimes I like. Say, man, it was right there, and it really wasn't like a mile. It was like 2 miles away. To me, like my sister was like, no, it was right there. And so when he sent that picture, I was like, oh my goodness, it was literally right across a couple of streets over.
Yeah,
all those the houses.
You could
roofs
probably
were
see
gone.
it from her house in the
And
daylight.
and they were on the second. They have a 2-story house. He took a picture from their second story, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. It was
I mean,
just
I
that
don't know
close.
how many people have actually seen tornadoes, but I've seen 3 at once before.
Not a good sight. It's very scary.
Marching across the plains in North Texas.
Wow.
West
Well, were
Texas.
you with us at Mom and Dad's when we're down in the pool room and there's the big walkout and there's 4 or 5 funnels that came down?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I've actually been out playing baseball in Amarillo and seen the funnel forming.
we learned a word yesterday when Kaye was saying this, and you said, "I don't think so." The response would have been "Yo no creo." I don't think so. That's Spanish for "I don't think so." Yo no creo.
We were learning Spanish yesterday while we were waiting.
Yeah, so we were learning, and you will be happy to know. Last week, I appreciate Courtney and Shelby being on. Courtney is in the HLI 42 class with me, which we graduate tomorrow. Thank goodness that 9-month journey's over. It's been fun, been a lot, and you were with us on the very first on the outing that we had. Kaye, it was a lot of fun. But we went to the Sam Houston. They have like a technology lab thing over near the old Long John Silver's in that area. Really cool. I had no idea it was there. And on the wall, they had these gears that they had 3D printed. And so I went up and started trying to turn them, because what are you going to do? If you see a gear on the wall, what do you naturally do, Rick? You try to turn it, right?
No, I look at it.
You're probably like me. You'd probably try to turn it.
Well, I might.
Depends on if anybody's watching or not.
Rick would turn down
If
for
I
what?
was there, probably not. If I'm not there to supervise him, then,
I kind of run free when she's not there.
Well, I started turning it, and then Courtney was like, "Don't touch that." I said, "Courtney, it's the Montessori method."
She wasn't raised Montessori. She doesn't know.
And she laughed. She goes, "That's a good one." I said, "Yeah, it's hands-on learning." So, see, Kaye would have. I saved this for you, Kaye, to tell you the story. So, well, let's take a quick break. We'll get to some of the comments here this morning. We are with Kaye and Rick Boehning of Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. They are your early childhood educational experts here in this community. We love what they do. We'll talk more about Tomorrow's Promise. I do want to hop in and talk about what Elliot and I talked about yesterday and some ways that he's going to benefit this community, and it's going to be a benefit to the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library too, with our Rays of Hope coming up. So we'll take a quick break. We will be back in just a moment. Let us know that you're out there. And by the way, keyword Magnolia. That's for we gave away a cool little this is like a little dresser thing yesterday.
Yeah,
Kyle Kreiner
I
won.
listened to you on my way to Sam's Club, but I never did see that.
Yeah, Kyle Kreiner won this yesterday. Really nice
If
piece.
you'll give it to me, I'll give it to Kyle.
Yeah, so Kyle, you may not get it, but that's why we named it Magnolia after Magnolia Kennel. I even put little puppies back there. Okay, see these little guys, and it's really neat because the video it's not seamless. So all of a sudden the dogs kind of disappear and jump real quick back over to the side. So they're very fast dogs. But the keyword is Magnolia, along with your name, on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. All you got to do is text in Magnolia along with your name. Because Rick is here today, we're going to give away a $25 gift card to Cafe Texan. Sorry, Rick. All you got to do is text.
I told you need
wrong.
to start bringing candy in so he can't give away the
Yeah,
gift
see?
card.
That would be perfect.
You told me that?
Big old batch of Skittles, and we'll call it a day, Rick. So
I can do that. I can bring one.
No. Skittles to give away so that you can save the gift card for a different day.
Yeah, we'll give them away. Now, I may open it up and take a few of them if I know who the winner is, but other than that, we'll be all right.
Well, if you get half a jar of Skittles, you know what happened.
Yep. They fell. They accidentally, Rick tripped and they poured out on the way in. That's what really happened.
Yeah, sure, that's what happened.
Keyword Magnolia, though, along with your name on that 0 Degree Creations phone and text line, 936-339-0139. As always, our show is every Wednesday brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. They are celebrating over 25 years of educational excellence here in our community. We'll step aside, take a break. More to come. Stay with us as we continue on. It's your show this morning. This is Good Morning Huntsville. Please stay with us.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce our third location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit TPMS.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
My favorite thing to do is to make that noise. I'm going to make up a song here. It goes. Oh, wait, hold on, Rick. Can you do that again? Hold on, Rick. Here we go.
What
Ready?
was I doing?
The dance.
Oh.
Whoa. Easy there. It's Rick Boehning.
Yeah. Oh.
I get these because, I like to sneak these in every once in a while on certain videos that we put out for promotion. So we have a lot of fun on this show.
I have a lot of fun with you, Rob.
Hey,
we had fun yesterday.
Rick and I had a high five moment yesterday. There was something I can't recall what it was, but
Rachel said something.
Rachel at Walker County Federal said something, and Rick and I were on the same page, and we both said the exact same thing at the same time. And it was almost like that Step Brothers movie, like, did we just become best friends? Yep. And there was when we high fived right there. It was a great time.
I enjoyed it.
A lot of fun. Welcome back in, folks, as we continue on here on this wonderful Wednesday, brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. For more information, check them out online at tomorrowspromise.info. Look, this is a great opportunity this morning to, especially on Wednesdays too, to talk about how important especially early childhood development is. Kaye, you have, and I'll say this every single week that we talk because I believe in it, but you have taught me so much about the importance of just reading to your children and childhood literacy. We talked, I said I opened up my heart to Dr. Seuss earlier, but I was at Costco the other day, and I love the book area at Costco. They have so many different books there, and a lot of children's books, and they had a pack of pack of Peanuts books. A pack of Peanuts. You couldn't eat them. You could read them. And there you go.
You mean Charles Schultz Peanuts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Charles
Do you know
Schultz
his story?
A little bit, but not a whole lot. No.
Yeah. He was very backwards as a child and bullied and picked on and things like that. And that's kind of the inspiration for the character for Charlie Brown.
Yeah, and Lucy's so mean to him, in those books. Man, I may have to quit reading those to Braylon as far as the Lucy parts, because Lucy's mean to Charlie Brown.
Lucy's mean to everybody.
Yeah, she needs to chill out.
I have a sister just like that.
In fact, we started reading. There's 12 books in this little pack. It was only like $20 for 12 books, and it's really neat little stories. They're really long, but it's okay because they don't rhyme all the time, so I don't get bored with them. Like Dr. Seuss.
But it's a good opportunity for you to talk about Lucy.
Oh yeah, I told Braylon and I had a discussion about her because if we flip the page and then Braylon points, she goes, "Lucy's mean." Mm-hmm. I said, "Yes, she is, sweetheart, but she realizes that she was being mean, and she asked for forgiveness. She said, 'I'm sorry.'" She said, "I'm sorry, Daddy." I said, "Yes, she did." So it's really cool though, but because of you, Kaye, I've really thought more about my children as far as, what am I going to surround them with growing up, and what am I going to tell them? And I've learned some things over these past few years now, and it is different when you have your own children. And I want to say this, like, speak favor into your children's lives. You know, when I put Braylon to bed, one of the things we read a book, and if we don't do it in the right order, she knows. But we read a book, we say a prayer, then I put her to sleep. And when I put her into her little crib, one of the things I always say, good night, I love you, sweetheart. And she goes, I love you, Daddy. It's a really special time that I'm making sure that I enjoy these moments. Frank Robinson told me you need to enjoy these moments.
You do.
And Frank has helped me really realize that a lot. Don't just take it for granted that you got little babies, because it's a really special time.
And it's over very quickly.
It really is. Our youngest is nearly 30.
Yeah, it's
and there's a lot of things I've realized I should have done differently.
I'm not rushing. You know, I'm not trying to take it for granted where they're at. And but one of the things that I do with especially Braylon, I'm doing it with Caden now, is I just speak favor into their life. And I said, Braylon, you're going to grow up and do amazing things. And I tell her, I said, you're talented, you're smart, you're bright, you're pretty. I say all these positive words over her. And then it's cute because sometimes she'll go, I'm pretty, Daddy, I'm smart, Daddy. And because I want to get that into her mind, to know that she was created beautifully, because God doesn't create anything ugly. Everything that he creates is beautiful. And that's what we teach her. But a lot of that's thanks to you, Kay. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
So one day when she wins that Nobel Peace Prize, I'm going to Kaye Boehning right there. Put that into it. I said, and then if she gets in trouble, I'll be like, oh, Rick Boehning. You know? Rick had some sort of influence on that part of it. So
I very seldom see Braylon.
But it's really cool, and we appreciate that. I brought all that up, though, with the literacy part, because 2 more events are coming up, and something, and correct me if I'm wrong, new this year as part of to kick off Lasso Your Imagination. We talked to Josie and Shelby about this last week, but on September the 14th, I know that seems like it's far away, but literally it's right around the corner. This year, not only Lasso Your Imagination, it's a barbecue dinner fundraiser out at the fairgrounds, but before that, from 9 to 4, something special, Kay. Let us know about it.
Yeah, we're going to have Jump Into Your Imagination. So that's going to be a child-friendly event. We're going to have a kids zone. And there's going to be 10 different bounce houses out there. And pay $10 to get in, and you can bounce all day long. You'll get a bracelet. Your child will get a bracelet to wear, and you can come in, go out of the area, and enjoy that from 9 to 4. And then we're going to have vendors out there and some food trucks out there. And then we're also going to have a car show out there, Rev Up Your Imagination. And so all this is going to take place 9 to 4. Then we'll be shutting down that and then gearing up to do the Lasso Your Imagination for the evening. And we're hoping that some of the people that come to the car show will want to come to the event in the evening. We're also going to be offering childcare at Academy.
Oh, awesome.
So there'll be a chance to sign up for childcare, and you don't have to be a current parent. If you want to come to Lasso and have a place for your children, you need to sign up and let us know, and we'll make arrangements for that to happen.
Good news is we just received a report that Rick Boehning will not be in the Jump Into Your Imagination bounce houses. So
no, I'll be wearing my 6-shooters. That's not very conducive.
That may poke a hole in them.
Yeah.
But this is so cool. And Kay, forgive me, because I didn't even see the Jump Into Your Imagination while ago when we took a break. I just saw the other day. I was like, wait a minute. You also, so from 9 to 4, Jump Into Your Imagination. That's going to be an awesome time for children out there in bounce houses. Then Rev Up Your Imagination. Car shows.
Same time.
Something for all ages here. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I might need help with the cars, Rob.
People can go to the car show and go into the kids zone, get something to eat, go shopping. Going to be a nice, lovely little festival for the day.
You need to mention that the main building will be closed.
Yeah, the main building will be closed, and we'll have some porta potties out there and stuff, because we are decorating the main building for the event for that evening, and we'll have everything set up, so we can't go in there during the day.
I did want to mention too, vendor registration. I'm sure that there's still some opportunities there. Is that correct, Kay?
Yes, we're just rolling this out. So
we've not done it before, so it's an experiment.
Well, vendor registration, only $50, and you can come out here as a vendor and be a part of these festivities. A great opportunity to come out and support the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library and Childhood Literacy through Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. I think it's such a wonderful event. And, man, how many? Over 1,000? What was the latest? 1,024, 1,014 somewhere?
1,022 books are being sent out each month.
Wow, that's crazy. And 2 of those are coming to us, by the way.
Yeah,
So.
and I'm getting one of them.
You're getting one, Rick? Rick actually waits in front of my mailbox. He's like, please have a book, please have a book, please have a book. And then one that says Caden, he snatches it. It's really kind of mean to my child, Rick. But
I bring it back.
Yeah.
It's just a month later.
He brings it back. The page is all tore. There's crown marks all over it. Watercolors on it, So
I'm having a good time with your book.
So it's all good. But these events are a really great opportunity, again, to be a part of the wonderful things that Tomorrow's Promise is doing. Tomorrow's Promise, by the way, is a 501c3 nonprofit. And
I'm sure Kyle would help me get a car out there, too.
Hey, Kyle.
We also need people to help us with the events and things like that. We need some volunteers.
We will accept volunteers.
Awesome. All you
Rick's
gotta do.
voluntold, but other than I need some
I'm
volunteers.
not a volunteer. I'm voluntold.
I think if you contract an illness like a virus type thing, like hand, foot, and mouth, I don't think that you can get it again for a while. So I think I'm okay this year, Kay.
I hope so.
Oh, man, I felt so bad. That morning I texted Kay, and I was like, Kay, I'm not going to be able to make it.
We were panicking just a little.
I mean, my feet literally looked like it's something out of like Indiana Jones, where I was like in some weird jungle and like contracted this horrible, deadly disease.
Yeah, I might have lost my patience for about 30 minutes that day.
Yeah, but
she took it out on me.
But thankfully, Bill Doggett stepped
did
up.
not.
And then poor Bill again. Something happened again at Rotary. I was supposed to MC a Rotary, and I was not able to do it this year. And Bill Doggett stepped in and did that.
He did a wonderful job.
Yeah, but I will be there this year.
He just showed up. Hey, Bill, would you like to MC? And sure.
So yeah, it's.
Do we need to get some oil and like bless you or something?
Yeah, that'd be.
Or,
we might have to do
holy
that.
water, I think.
Yeah.
Anoint you or something. I mean, do some sort of
something
special prayer
like
ritual.
Trinity River water. I'll be all right.
To get you to be healthy.
That don't kill you, nothing will.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We took a tour. Let me say something real quick, because if Billy was here, he'd be like, Bubba, that's somebody's business. We took a tour of the Trinity River, Authority. Man, those folks work really hard. And it is neat to see how the water is processed. I mean, water that goes into your
purified
house.
and Well, and it's also very neat that same day you go to a waste treatment plant, and that's fascinating how what comes in and how it leaves.
What goes in must come out.
Yeah, but it comes out a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the reverse Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So anyways, Kate, there you go. Picture that one.
Which, while we're talking about that, those flushable wipes
They
are
aren't
not
flushable.
flushable.
Boy, Stacy Lawler educated
Oh,
us on that. Oh,
yes.
it made us nasty. It was horrible.
And that causes us a lot of problems in our city from people flushing flushable wipes, and thinking they're flushable. They are not. The only thing is toilet paper. Everything else needs to go in a trash can.
I was at a hospital in Houston area, and they had it's a children's hospital, actually. We went up there. Kaden had an appointment. And they had new toilets in there that had, no, I take that back. I was at UT Austin. It was my gastro appointment that I had. I went all the way to Austin. This was a couple months ago for my esophagus. And they had a toilet in there, and it said, do not flush anything other than toilet paper, which a lot of them say it, but it had a special blade when the water went down, so it cuts up stuff. And it's the neatest thing. I was like, man, that's really, but it also said, do not put your fingers in here. It'll cause severe cuts.
Yeah.
Well, obviously. So, but yeah, it's that whole tour, not to stay on that topic for too long, but we went to one of the wastewater facilities. They have to build those because it's gravity flow, so they got to build them up a little bit higher. Do you know where the end result goes?
Yeah, it's
every one of them goes somewhere.
into a creek that feeds Houston their water.
It literally goes into a creek. Where else is it going to go?
Yeah.
I never realized that. Your wastewater, if you don't have a septic and you're on city services, and there's nothing wrong with it, you flush the toilet, all that stuff goes somewhere, goes into the water treatment facility, the pools, and all that kind of stuff. And then at the end, clean water out of a huge pipe that goes right into a creek, because that's where it has to go. Where else is it going to go? And I was like,
And actually, the water going into the creek is cleaner than the creek water.
yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, it's
an amazing process.
It's clean. The water coming out of that treatment facility plant going in there, unless things do happen. I asked, does anything? They go, yeah, every once in a while something could happen. Doesn't happen a lot, but it's part of life. But for the most part, it's like Lysol. 99.9% of the time, everything is fine. And I was like, can you put a cup there and drink that water? Like, yeah. He's like, I wouldn't, but you could, My dad used to work at a facility, and they literally did that. They would have a cup, and they would drink it there at the end as part of their tour. And my dad was telling me, he said, yeah, we drink the water right there at the end just to prove to people it was
Can't be
fine.
worse than drinking out of the garden hose, right?
Yeah. So I would rather have that water than the water coming into it for sure. So, well, let's take one final break. I want to talk about Raise a Hope coming up and the 5 nonprofits that's going to be a blessing to, including the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library and Tomorrow's Promise. So we'll talk about that here in just a few moments. One final opportunity, and we're going to have Kaye's Wednesday Wisdom. It may be really simple. Kaye said it a while ago. Maybe just be really simple to the point. But we do have some Wednesday Wisdom coming your way as well. Text in that keyword Magnolia, 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 along with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line at 936-339-0139 for your chance to win Cafe Texan gift card today. As always, our Wednesday is brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori School. Stay with us. We'll be back here in just a few moments. It's your show. Good morning, Huntsville.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
Rick. Doodle-doo, doodle-doo. Don't this just makes you just want to have a happy day?
I have a happy day. Anyway.
Happy.
Usually until my wife tells me to do something.
Whatever happened to that Duck Dynasty? Happy. Were you a Duck Dynasty watcher?
No.
Rick? No.
I don't watch much TV at all. Ron.
If you had to watch TV, Rick, what would you watch?
MASH.
That's quick. I get emails every day of like historical emails, and MASH was like one of the highest rated, most watched shows of all time.
Yeah, we watch a lot of MTV with
METV.
The
old show.
Yeah, not METV.
Because we're old.
I'm sitting here thinking, Kaye said
Beverly Hillbillies and Green Acres and
Green Acres is the place to be.
You know what's really neat? You mentioned this. We're going to talk about Ellis Jewelers and the Rays of Hope here in a second. But because you mentioned this, I love AI technology. Have you dug into AI a little bit? Did you do the ideogram thing that I told you about yet?
No, I have not.
It's a really cool one that generates like really good logos and graphics and stuff now. Well, this is something that's kind of fun that you can do. So I'm going to say my friends Rick and Kaye Boehning of Huntsville are with me. We are in East Texas. Rick likes to whittle sticks, okay? Kaye likes to
knit.
That's perfect. See, that's okay. Now, and they also, I'm gonna say they also run a Montessori school. Okay, this is what I'm doing. Just listen if you're listening out there. Okay, you're wondering, Rob, what are you doing?
I can see him typing if that helps any.
So now what I'm gonna say is, now make up a tune to the Beverly Hillbillies theme. Okay, now watch this. This is what I love about AI.
It's thinking.
Look, it's updating the memory. It's remembering things now. Sure, here's a playful adaptation of the Beverly Hillbillies for Rick and Kaye. Come and listen to my story about Rick and Kaye in East Texas whittling and knitting all day. All right, you ready for this? Okay, here we go. Rick's got a stick and a knife in his hand, while Kaye's got her needles making sweaters so grand. Knitting, that is, scarves and hats. Montessori school. Here, well, the first thing you know, Rick's is a whittling star. And Kaye's knit creations are spreading near and far. They teach little ones in a school so neat, while learning is fun and life is so sweet. See, isn't this good, Kaye? Montessori, that is. Kids and crafts, East Texas style. All right, here's the final verse here. Now it's time to say goodbye to Rick and Kaye. They've got to get back to their busy day. But y'all come back now, you hear, where whittling and knitling bring lots of cheer. Yeah, East Texas, that is. Montessori life. Y'all take care now.
Yeah.
See, you can have fun with the AI, right? I would have never thought about that.
I wouldn't either.
So since you're going to be the MC, you need to come up with that for Lasso and
you're going to have to learn to sing on tune, though.
Yeah, my singing's horrible, but I'll come up with something for you. We can do that. We can come up with some good jokes for you. If you ask AI to tell you jokes, though, the jokes are horrible.
Well, they couldn't be worse than the ones you were telling yesterday.
Do you know, Kaye, what was it? Why didn't the sun go to college? Why didn't the sun go to college? The sun, our beautiful, bright sun. Why didn't it go to college, Kaye?
It was already bright.
Well, it already has thousands of degrees. Wah.
Yeah,
those were the kind of jokes yesterday.
We heard those yesterday. Everybody bailed out of the car.
And
we were doing 30 miles an hour down the street.
Is that why he was told to be quiet and not talk so much?
Now, the book where I got that from was at Brookshire Brothers, and while we were waiting, it's supposed to be the funniest jokes on earth. Well, they were not. Definitely,
they were dad jokes.
They were horrible jokes.
Well, the sun one wasn't on Earth.
Yeah, exactly. So you're right. See, the book's already wrong. All right, want to talk about something really important coming up on June the 6th. We're really excited about this year, and it is our second annual Rays of Hope fundraiser. Again, happening on June the 6th. Save the date. We'd love for you to be out there over at the HEB parking lot this year, helping out 5 area nonprofits. That includes HISD Social Services, Safe House, the Good Shepherd Mission, Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, and the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, and...
That's on Thursday?
It is a Thursday this year, yeah.
Okay.
We couldn't do it on a Saturday. And the Did I say Care Center Huntsville? I don't believe so.
You didn't.
So those are the 5. And then we're also going to help out 3 families that have been affected by recent flooding, the McAdam family, the Peak family, and the Smith family. And we're asking you to come by with donations of food, non-perishable items. Man, everybody loves a good macaroni, ramen noodles, canned goods. Also for the babies, for Care Center of Huntsville, diapers and those kind of products, baby lotions, toiletries, toilet paper.
I like Kyle's idea.
What is that?
Bring you $240.
Yeah, and here's the deal. So we were coming up with this yesterday, and Elliot had a really good idea. We were talking to Elliot yesterday. Just like last year, we're going to do hourly raffles. And so if you come by at 7 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be entered in a 7 to 8 a.m. raffle for that hour against other people that have came in and during that hour. And if you donate $20 cash or more, a cash donation, not only will you receive a T-shirt, limited edition Rays of Hope T-shirt until we run out, and also a swag bag full of different items, we're also going to include you in an hourly raffle. We did this last year. Jewelry in there, and this year Elliot has thrown in Bluebell ice cream, so you're going to get some Bluebell ice cream in there. Jewelry cleaner, jewelry. This bag is valued up to around $200, so it's a pretty cool little hourly raffle. That's if you do $20 cash or more. If you bring product and goods worth $20 or more, we're going to go ahead and give you a T-shirt and a swag bag regardless. But if you include the cash component, we're going to enter you into that raffle. Then we're also going to put you into a grand prize raffle for jewelry, diamond earrings.
Oh, those would look good on me.
These are actually valued. Elliot did something. At first it was going to be one set that was valued at $1,800. Well, he changed it up. It's going to be valued at at $900 for this raffle. If you can give a little bit more, and we're going to ask folks, if you can give just $10 more, so $30, then we're also going to enter you into an overall raffle for earrings valued at $1,500. So he's thrown in an extra set of earrings, and so it's going to be a really cool opportunity. And most importantly, come out and support the community and support these nonprofits. So really excited about it. We're going to have hot dogs from 11 to 1. So come on out, get some free hot dogs, HEB, tossing those in. And it's just going to be a great day. Just pray, and this is next Thursday, so pray we don't have any rain. That's the big kicker right now with everything. But we're excited about it, Kaye. You know, last year we were able to partner up with a lot of organizations, wanted to partner up with you guys again this year. And I think it's just a great opportunity for folks in the community to come out and be a part of this. And it goes to a lot of great causes. You know, I know there's a lot more people that need help, but the reality is, you know, if you help 100 people, you're not helping much because that's spread too thin. So we've identified various organizations, including you guys, with Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. We want that money to go towards those shipping costs to help with the books and what y'all are doing. So I think it's going to be great.
$25 pays for a book to be sent to a child for a whole year.
Mm-hmm. So
it's actually like $26.70, but you know, we just kind of say 25 makes it easy.
Make it easy to know, yeah. So come out, be a part of that. You know, my goal is last year we were able to raise some good funds, and I'd love to be able to give at least $500 to each organization, at least $500. That's kind of my goal. And if we can give more, we can. And, you know, in some of those organizations like Good Shepherd Mission, they won't receive funds, but they'll receive the canned goods. Safe House will get a combination of canned goods and some other things. And two, if you have clothes, please, clothes. We're asking for clothes this year too, because we have families that need clothes right now. And so the Peak family, they have a little baby that's going to be 4 months old, baby girl, and 2 boys. And the boys are, I believe, 8 and 10. And so, you know, anything like that would be great, but really specifically, Home Depot gift cards would be good to help some of these folks. Nate Peak is really big on kind of homesteading, and he had his house just running like clockwork. He was making cheese over there at his place before this flood hit, if you can believe that. Goat cheese. I don't know what that is, but he was making it. And sounds like something Rick would make. You old goat. That sounds like something you call somebody. You old goat cheese, you. So, but we just want folks to come out and be. And look, if you can't give, come out and hang out with us. Just come out and help.
I think we're signed up, but I'm not sure my wife realized that's also when we have a chamber meeting.
Yeah, and I think
we thought it was on Saturday, and so some people, I think Courtney and Josie are supposed to come and be there.
Yeah, y'all will be there for an hourly sponsor.
We were going to be out of town.
But we're not going to be out of town now.
Perfect. We can come hang out for a little bit, around here. You don't have to be there all day, but, if folks want to come for an hour or two, come hang out with us. This year was a great event. Had a
Zero
lot of
Degree
people
might show up.
Come on, man. We'd love to have 0 Degree out there. One of
The
the
dinosaur going to come?
Maybe.
would love for Dino to come. One of the most humbling things last year, you hear stories about, people just giving from their heart big time. And that's what this community does. People give from their heart. We had a family that came out last year, and I knew that they were struggling. I knew this family, someone had told me, this family's, they're having a difficult time. But they wanted to help out, Kaye, and it was the most humbling thing. They came by and they brought a bunch of food and clothes, and it teared me up to see this family come because they just truthfully gave from their heart. They gave what they had from their heart, and that's what I love about Huntsville. So many people do that.
We have
the
a
story
bunch
of the widow's mite in the Bible. The widow that gave the 2, was it mites?
Mm-hmm. Gave
2 mites, which was all she had, as opposed to the rich person that gave just a little bit more than that, but they weren't giving out of their hearts.
Yeah. So we're excited. I think it's going to be a great event this year. Again, just pray right now, Lord, please keep the skies clear next Thursday, June the 6th, from 7 to 7. Now it's 7:05. It needs to come a storm. Come on, bring it. But from
Stop it. We don't need any more storms right now.
7 to 7, please.
No.
We
don't need any more rain
Yeah,
right now.
we'll take it easy. Because July, it's going to be, the ground's going to be thirsty.
Yeah.
Because it gets hot pretty quick. So
We'll go for a rainstorm in July or something, but no, none right now.
Kyle, by the way, said now we're up to $360. See, Kyle yesterday, $240. You can still be in the main. I said the grand raffle. I meant kind of like the second raffle because the grand is going to be if you give a little bit more than the $1,500 earrings. We've changed it up.
My entire body is not worth $1,500.
Well, we'll have to call up Billy over at Sam Houston Memorial because I think a cadaver's worth about $100,000.
Is it?
I think that's the going rate right now.
How would
now I don't
even want to know.
I don't think they're in the brokering business of that, but I do think I think literally I'm not trying to be morbid, but I do think for scientific purposes, I think that bodies are about $100,000. So
mine's at a deep discount.
Yeah, I saw that on Myth. Where I got that from? Mythbusters one time. I was watching a Mythbusters episode. I love that show. That's a good show.
It's a great show.
Yeah. So a lot of folks chiming in real quick. I did want to get to some of these wonderful people. Steph Valley at Magnolia Kennel telling us good morning earlier. Tammy, not working, joining in, saying good morning to Kaye and Rick. Saying good morning, Huntsville. Jamie,
I have a project for her, so.
She's working. Jamie Saucier.
But when she shows up, I have a project for her.
Jamie Saucier Woodwork saying good morning to us. Paul Oley saying good early morning, Rob. And good morning to you. Quentin Glaze, our number one engager, joining us this morning as always. Kyle Kreiner said, ooh, Miss Kaye said stupid.
Yes, that is a bad word at the school.
El Turpenick joining us. Good to see you from New Waverly this morning, saying good morning, happy Wednesday. Kyle Kreiner was out there too. Bill Doggett sent in a message earlier. He said, crazy day, talking about the wind and rain causing a lot of damage. Thanks to our power people for working so hard to get us up and running again as soon as they can. Absolutely right. Carolyn Gibson earlier, the grandmother of Huntsville, saying, good morning. My lights just came back on. Yeah, out since noon yesterday. Long, hot night.
Yeah, I bet it was.
That sounds like a It sounds like
a Three Dog Night song.
I'm kind of wondering where she lives. Where's the newest power? What area has gotten power again?
I'm hoping it comes up soon. I've got things I need to do.
I just told AI to write a song called Long Hot Night after my power went out. It was a long, hot night when the power went out. Sweat on my brow, no relief, no doubt. Da, 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 da. You got it, Rick? Do you like that song?
No, I don't.
It's a long, hot night waiting for the light. I mean, this is bad.
Is viewership actually going up or down?
It's going way down. It's negative. It's negative.
People are taking back the times they watched last time, right?
Man, this is pretty good, though. With the stars above, the moon so bright, I'm holding on through this long, hot night.
It was pretty cloudy.
Could be an Elton John song. Like do that to the tune. Oh, you know what? Do that to the tune of "Smoky Mountain Rain" by Ronnie Millsap.
Eddie Rabbit.
Thumb away from L.A. back to Knoxville. That's one of my favorite songs, man.
It's Eddie Rabbit, though.
But Ronnie re-sang it then, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, Ronnie.
I don't know.
Because he's the dude, the blind guy on the piano.
I thought that was Ray Charles.
That's Ronnie Millsap also. All right. Well, let's head. Kay, what do you have for us today as far as our Wednesday wisdom? You got something for us today, and it may be short and sweet. I don't know what you're thinking.
Well, since we've been talking about the weather, stay inside when it's bad and don't be driving around in this stuff and wait. Don't go through the water.
She says this as she made me drive around in it.
I did not. And a warning is worse than a watch. You get a tornado.
Warning means it's been spotted somewhere.
Yeah. So tornado watch means conditions are favorable. Kind of get your act together if you're going to go shelter somewhere in case it turns into a warning.
You should have a plan.
You need to have your plan of what you're going to do and be prepared on a watch. But a warning means take shelter and do it now.
The reason it's so important here in Texas, Kay, and it's really good advice, the reason it's important here in Texas is because we don't have a guy like this guy, the
tornadoes,
GOAT.
And they may be difficult to see due to heavier
This
rain
is the
today.
GOAT
Also,
in
there's more
Oklahoma,
trees
by
and
the way.
hills in this
I'm just-
part of the state. Please don't take it
Look at
lightly.
this.
If this storm is... There's the river. This is the Newcastle Casino
This
here,
guy's-
right there.
now this
at the
is a
bottom of the
replay
screen.
from 2013.
No sign of this lifting. There's OCCA right there. This is South Downtown Moore right now. Just enough time to get out of its way. If you can't get below ground, get out of its way. But you don't have any time left. You can't wait any longer. It's got to be done immediately, and just drive to the east away from it. It may come into South Oklahoma City near Crossroads Mall. We have a crew at Crossroads Mall, and we can take them as soon as we can get them to come up. But it's going to come up, could go as far north as Crossroads Mall, even up toward...
That guy right there, that guy is the best meteorologist I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's just, I was like, we had a good one in Austin. His name was Jim Spencer. Still around. He retired, but he's like Ruthie.
And actually, it's the guys behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because they're gathering the data at the research centers and things like that. They are gathering the data and giving him them information. It's just how he,
presents it.
Yeah.
In a very professional, like a very stern professional, like listen to me, authoritative way that you're like, I need to listen to this guy.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the thing. I mean,
we went to Norman and toured the weather center there, and it's amazing.
Yeah. There's no other place like it. As far as giving good alerts and all that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, we don't have that here. We don't have the sirens. We don't have the...
Yeah, we grew up with sirens.
Grew up with the sirens and being able to see the skyline and see things coming. And
you could see to the horizon.
It's kind of a little
when you first move here from West Texas, it's, wow. Who put all these big trees in the
and
way?
you can't see the storm coming because of the trees, and so you kind of feel lost, and then you don't have the sirens and stuff, and so we've kind of been a little, but
it took a while to climb.
Yeah, but there wasn't that many tornadoes or warnings or anything when I first came down here. But now it's kind of like, okay, well, when are we going to get the siren system, and when are we going to get the Doppler radar?
We're
and
going to need you to blow that horn whenever there's a warning.
Yeah, really loud as we can. So.
So I'm waiting for those technological updates to hit this area that we grew up used to with the Doppler radar and the sirens and everything. Because, like I said, half the time here, it kind of seems like
You'd
after...
have to get the Doppler radar up above the trees.
Yeah, well, it just seems like half the time here after you get
Wilfred,
notified, it's gone.
Wilfred, can you go shake the dust off the Doppler down there in the basement? All right, well, let's head over to that 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. We got a winner today. Somebody, a little something here, a little $25 Cafe Texan gift card.
Hello.
Good morning. Who are we speaking with?
Trisha Powell.
Oh, Trisha. Hey, good morning. You're a winner today on Good Morning Huntsville.
Oh, wow.
We have what is it, Rick, that we have? I just want you to say it.
A $25 gift card to Cafe Texan, which you've taken away from me.
I thought it was like $12.50 because she has to take one of us to breakfast with her.
Oh, well, I can do that.
See, Trisha, the reason I wanted Rick to say that is because that's his favorite place to have breakfast, and we just like to rub it in that we don't give away those on his day that he's on the show. So
you do give them away,
or we do give them away, but he can't.
I can't win today.
He can't win today because he's on the show. That's why. So Well, congratulations, Trish. You're here in Huntsville.
Thank you.
You've won from us before, haven't you?
No, my daughter did, but I'm not sure that I have. But she did.
You're here in Huntsville?
I am.
Awesome. How long have you been here?
Since 2011.
Great. Where'd you move from?
Livingston.
Oh, what's your social security? I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I was like, when did this become an interrogation?
What's your middle name? What's your address? No, I'm just kidding. Well, we do have that Cafe Texan gift card for you, Tricia, and you can pick that up Monday through Thursday at First Baptist Church in Huntsville. That's where we keep our prizes because there's always somebody there. Again, Monday through Thursday from 9 to 2. Will that work for you?
Yes, sir. That's perfect. Thank you so much.
Well, you bet. Rick Boehning's here, and he's got a question for you.
Tricia, what are you most thankful for today?
My family.
That's a good answer.
All right. Hey, do you watch the show every day or just
I do.
periodically?
I do.
How'd you find out about us?
My daughter hooked me up to it, but I put it on every morning while I'm at work and listen to it.
Where are you? Can we ask where you're working at?
I work for Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Oh, well, thank y'all so much for what y'all. I always.
She's familiar with my name then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Rick's in the system over there. So, and we do y'all a favor, by the way. We have guests on this show, and we blow the horn to welcome our new guests. But we always make sure to call we call the prison system and let them know for the count, so that it doesn't throw them off when we blow our horn here. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So, all right. Well, we got that card for you. Just come by and pick it up at First, and we appreciate you so much. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right. God
Thanks
bless
for
you.
listening.
Have a good day.
I think you're
All right,
going to
bye-bye.
need a cleanup crew in here because it's getting kind of deep.
Well, yeah, my boots. Is that? Hey, I have a new fidget spinner, by the way, but it broke.
We see that.
My friends from the Crystal Labyrinth brought me this, and I dropped it yesterday, and it broke. But do you know they drilled it? They don't glue this together. It's all drilled out. Isn't that cool?
I thought maybe it was a
But I broke it because I dropped it.
3D printer.
It's a jade. Nope, it's jade. It's
Really?
jade, and it's supposedly like hand carved.
And you broke it.
And I broke it.
Somebody put a lot of work into that.
Yeah. But I found more on the internet. But
Did
I'm
you?
not going to go there. I'll go to the Crystal Labyrinth, buy me another one. So
I've driven by there, haven't been in there.
driven by, haven't been in.
I do that
Are
a
you gonna
lot.
do another song?
Yeah, I was thinking of one. So
I could see the wheels turning.
yeah, we got to get rolling. It's 9:05. I know y'all got things to do. I got things to do. We love hanging out with Huntsville. Kaye, any final remarks today before we zip out of here?
Pay attention to what the weather tells you to do. Stay safe out there.
Rick?
I don't have anything to add to that. Nothing that wouldn't be a joke.
By the way, Bree Johnson joined. Bree, they're up in Minnesota now. They were here in Huntsville. They still watch us. So, Bree, good to hear from you. She said it was really strange never hearing the sirens. I grew up hearing them in Minnesota, and they were tested once a month also.
Yeah, that's what happens in Amarillo and Woodward.
What happens in Georgetown? They test them every Wednesday at noon.
Every Wednesday?
Every single Wednesday at noon. They're
this
tested.
was once a month at noon.
Yeah.
They did it every Wednesday at noon
I
in
mean,
Georgetown.
if there was a cloudy sky and you looked and see if it was noon, oh yeah, must be a test.
They would do it unless there was severe weather in the area. That was their rule. But they did it every single Wednesday at noon. And those things,
They're
give me-
loud and they rotate.
and they make me scared. It's like I have nightmares thinking about those things. It's just scary. Very scary, Kay.
Well, they were air raid sirens to start with.
Rick, by the way, one last comment here from the Brisketeer of Huntsville. Rick, he says, quote unquote, do what Kay says.
I think not.
Kyle may make an appearance at Raise the Hope with the Brisket, I heard.
You think? I've still got a frozen brisket.
Well,
and for the right price.
It may make
like
an
a Cafe
appearance.
Texan gift card. It might show up at your house.
That's a good deal, boy. That's a $75 difference. I'm feeling good about this. So, well, friends,
We need to talk.
Friends, that'll wrap it up here on a wonderful Wednesday. Again, if you're looking for just the best place for maybe here, you're a grandparent, maybe you're a guardian, or maybe you're a mom or a dad, and you're trying to find a place for your children. There's still plenty of room at Tomorrow's Promise over at the Academy, especially. Please give them a call. Look them up online at tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Get your children enrolled today. Summer's on the way. Kaye, what do y'all? I know that y'all do field trips and stuff. Is that right? I know I'm just tossing this at you real quick before we go, but can you mention some of the summer things that y'all do at Tomorrow's Promise?
Yeah, the after schoolers, they go on field trips 4 days a week. We have a group 1 and a group 2, and so 2 days a week, each group is going somewhere. Usually we go to Splashtown once a week, and then we'll go to other...
She means Hurricane Harbor.
Hurricane Harbor, sorry. We'll go to other places on the other days, like the museums in Houston. We go to the zoos. We go the oil ranch.
They get to go a lot of cool places.
Yeah.
And I don't get to go very often because the one time I went, she tried to kill me.
He broke his toe. So
there's a story.
I just wondered why your shoe looked kind of crooked. There's something like
that was 20 years ago.
And then we have an option for the parents that don't want their children to go on field trips. That's $500 a month, and we still have openings for that. But the field trip option, we're booked solid right now.
Awesome. Well, that's great news, though. It's a lot of great things happening.
I mean,
again,
you wouldn't know it to look at me, but I used to be a lifeguard. Now I've got my own built-in water wing.
Well, this is what I was saying. You know, when that angle hits me at the right angle here on the camera,
that's from all angles for me, Rob.
You know, they say that heat makes things expand or whatever, and so Rick and I have came to the conclusion it's not that we're chubby or anything like that. It's that we're hot. We've expanded.
Well, see, what it is I've accumulated so much knowledge. There's no room up here, and it's all run down here.
Yeah. So see, Rick's got that excuse. Mine is I'm just hot. You know, I'm just blistering hot. Apologize.
Guys have been on Facebook too much lately.
Hey, well, that'll wrap it up. We'll be on tomorrow. Alan Barnes joining us, going to give us some cool things about his coaching duties that he has, and we'll learn more from Coach Barnes. He's also worship leader over at First Baptist, so he's going to hang out with us tomorrow, tell us what's been going on in his world, and give us some insight. He's been here in Huntsville for a long time, and so looking forward to hearing his story and how he's making a difference on youth in our community, especially as an assistant coach football program. So excited to have Alan on tomorrow, and then we will wrap up the show on a Faithful Friday this Friday. And who's the guest? Well, you got to tune in to find out. That's what I always say. I don't like giving stuff away too much. Kay's probably thinking, well, you probably don't have a guest. That's why you're saying that. We do have a guest. We do have a guest on Friday, and let me just go through here and well,
you don't.
Well, tune in to find out. How about that? But I can tell you we'll have the restaurant report with Billy Cawthon. And
give me a call. I'll be going with you.
Yeah, you've missed the
I've
last
missed
two.
3 or 4.
3 or 4 of them, yeah. We may, well, you got to tune in to find out.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at
I was
that.
going to say, can you go at 11?
Got to go at noon. Yeah, you have to go at noon. It's just the rule. Sorry, Kaye.
Well, we have a meeting every Friday at 1.
Where do y'all have a meeting?
It's a Zoom meeting.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you can get out of there by 11:50, be all right, or 12:50. So depends on where you eat. Something maybe that's where the report comes in and why you need to watch the show because we'll tell you where it takes 4 hours to get your food or 4 minutes.
That's right.
So, well, that'll wrap it up. Hey, stay safe. The inspiration this morning is just be there for somebody. During these storms. I wanted to leave with this. Yesterday, we talked about those trees falling in Elkins Lake. Bridget came in. She got off. They sent her home early because they were out of power over at Bays, and they sent Bridget home early. She was riding through the neighborhood. She goes, "My goodness, did you hear what happened?" I said, "No," I said, "Yes." Some people have told me. She goes, "No, it's pretty bad through here." Where some of those trees had actually fallen across the road. Bridget said there was 15 neighbors out there with chainsaws helping each other.
They do that when the trees fall in Elkins Lake because there's only 2 ways in or out.
And people were out there. The neighbors came together. So that's the inspiration this morning, friends. Just come together. Don't wait around. If you see a need, go ask and go help. Don't wait around and say, well, maybe I'll do this or maybe I'll do that. Just engage and help people if you can. And I promise you don't do it because you expect anything in return. But you know what? The good Lord sees what you do to help people, and you get rewarded for that. You don't do it for the reward, but I'll tell you what, God will bless that and honor that. And the reward, the ultimate reward, is what waits for you after you leave this earth. That's the ultimate reward. God sees that as an eternal reward. And you know what? When you accept Jesus and put him into your heart, have a relationship in him, Things don't get easier. Sometimes things get a little tough, but I'll tell you what, you can definitely stand on faith knowing that you can get through everything. Because the good word says, one of my favorite verses in Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And I want to encourage you that this morning, that you know what? Maybe you're struggling, maybe you're hurting, and that's why it's so important to give back to others and help them out, and trust in God that He'll get you through that, Kay. Because I know we've all been in a place or a situation where we've been hurt or where we're hurting, or we may feel like we're struggling, but you know what? In Him, you can do all things. And,
Amen.
Think about that. So that's the inspiration today. We love you, Huntsville. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 7:30. I'll be on the dot tomorrow, okay? Because you won't be here, so I'll make sure that I'm on time. I get scared on Wednesdays if I'm not. I was like, Kay's going to be so mad at me, and she was actually very gentle with me this morning. So
yeah, she took it out on me.
I had a fair excuse this morning. Let me give you the real quick, really last excuse of why. Have you ever, the children, right before you get them loaded into the car and they can talk and they say, Daddy, I have a potty? Mm-hmm. That was the main excuse this morning.
Yeah.
Right before I got Braylon
We've all done that.
Braylon had a potty. So
those of us who have had children have done that.
Yeah. But Kay would tell me, well, then leave 20 minutes earlier. Then you don't have to worry about it, right, Kay? Then you could be prepared for it.
You plan ahead.
Yeah, you plan ahead for the potty. It's called Plan Ahead Potty. It's a book. Plan Ahead Potty. All right,
we should write a song about it.
I was going to say, it will be after you get done with chat.
We will. Plan Ahead Potty coming your way on Amazon Kindle. Get ready. So, hey, we love you. We'll see you back at it tomorrow at 7:30 as I end every broadcast reminding you this morning we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We really do need each other. Please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Until tomorrow, good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. See you, Rick and Kay.
See you, Rob.